What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go ahead and apologize for all the negative content that I've been posting on this channel about Call of Duty, but in all reality, there seriously has not been much that I can discuss with all the news and information that has been releasing. For me personally, I love this franchise, and I want them to continuously strive and make it better and improve, and show that passion and love and create new things. But it seems that, I don't know if it's laziness, lack of passion, lack of love, whatever it is, they're pointing in the direction that we're not going to be getting anything fresh with this franchise. And honestly, it seems that the main thing that they need to do in order to keep Call of Duty going in their eyes is to nostalgia bait again and again and again. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, before we go and dive deep into the topic, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget subscribing and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. Everything Call of Duty related, Battlefield, Splitgate 2, even Arc Raiders. We cover information, news, leaks, even content drops, all of the above. So if you guys are interested, subscribe and hit that bell. And last but not least, I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for missing out on the stream the other day. There has been some very serious weather, and it's still, coming down pretty heavy right now as we speak. Hopefully, it's not going to be interfering with my mic quality, but I'm going to try to be back today over on stream on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I'm going to link that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, before we dive deep into the brand new information, I do want to touch upon a topic that I discussed the other day in regards to the laziness of Activision and how they're handling these events. For those who don't remember, I'll quickly jog your memory. I was discussing this gun right here, the Ames blueprint that you get for finishing the brand new event within Black Ops 6 that's going to be lasting for like 13 plus days until the end of the season. And I was saying this is just so uninspired, it looks absolutely awful, it honestly looks like either a 5-year-old made it or AI made it. Well, believe it or not, I was discussing in my stream the other day, and someone actually brought up the point that they thought we had the same skin within Modern Warfare 3, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? We did have the same skin within Modern Warfare 3. We had an event to complete to get this skin. And I went on to Modern Warfare 3. I checked. I went into my skins. And lo and behold, we had this skin right here. Once again, another endowment pack. So yes, this skin that I have here on my Modern Warfare 3 weapon was from the same type of event that they did for Black Ops 6. And it looks better. It's the same exact concept, ladies and gentlemen, but it looks cleaner. It doesn't have a bunch of stupid E's spammed across the whole thing. It's more vibrant, and get this, it goes across all of your weapons. It's not a pointless blueprint that's for one specific freaking gun. It is for everything. The lack of passion, innovation, and drive to give us anything fresh in these newer Call of Duty games is so stupidly embarrassing that honestly it hurts my soul that they are this lazy. But I had to just showcase that to you guys. I know it has nothing to do with remastered content and stuff like that, but seriously, that absolutely killed me when I saw this. But let's move over to, the main topic. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, I want to discuss Season 4 for Black Ops 6. And what we're going to be getting. Now, we don't know all the details on maps and the battle pass, so on and so forth. We still got 3 weeks away? But we do know the weapons, and the weapons are going to be the LC-10 and the FFAR. Now, don't get me wrong. When it came to Cold War, I absolutely loved the LC-10 and the FFAR. Honestly, I thought the FFAR was one of the most underrated weapons. Now, it was good, and it actually became meta in Warzone for a while until they nerfed it down, but even after the nerf, it was such a unique, fun gun to use, and honestly, I feel like not enough people showed it enough love. But, yeah, they're going to be coming back to Black Ops 6, but, here I am thinking to myself, we just got done having them stuff Season 3 with remastered content for Modern Warfare 2019 because it was a Warzone season. Here I am expecting something fresh, unique, and different. You know what I'm saying? I want something fun, something that we haven't had in the previous Call of Duty game. And here we are moving on to Season 4 with more remastered content. And they're bringing back a character that they killed off already. It just, you cannot tell me, ladies and gentlemen, that this does not scream just, again, laziness. No inspiration, no drive to try to innovate on this franchise and make new, unique things. Like, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember the days where every Call of Duty game was special? Every single time you purchased it into a COD, you knew you were going to be getting something fresh. The developers were going to be putting in a lot of work to try to, make it special and unique. Now that is just gone. The developer's main focus is to nostalgia bait as much as possible, get people to purchase in because of nostalgia, and then sell them as many microtransactions as possible. Even to the point of the next Call of Duty game, Black Ops 7. As you can see right here, Expert Fusion had a little bit of a response to a post by the Ghost of Hope, but it also kind of sparked a interesting topic about the, next set of maps we're getting within BO7. Expert Fusion said, is BO7's launch maps going to be all BO2 maps, or will it be split with half remasters, half new maps, like prior rumors suggested? I hope it's the latter. And the Ghost of Hope said, probably 3/4 old and 1/4 new. I think BO6 scared them pretty hard. So even when it comes to the next Call of Duty game here, it's pretty much going to be all remastered content. Shoot, they even did that with Modern Warfare 3 2023, where, again, Modern Warfare 2 got so much backlash for the maps, which I still don't personally understand. I thought the maps were fine. Of course, there were a few outliers, but the vast majority of them, I didn't, think were that bad. I still stand on the hill that Modern Warfare 2 2022 got affected mostly by, obviously, the progressive perks, which were awful. A few other things, of course, but mostly the attachments on the weapons weighing down your movement. It was horrendous. But the maps, I didn't think were awful, but again, the community just bashed. And there we are, Modern Warfare 3 2023. It's like, oh, you guys hate all the maps we produce? Well, here's all the Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps. And the same thing is kind of happening here with BO7. It's like, oh, you guys hate all of these maps? Well, shoot, here, take all the BO2 maps and, we'll sprinkle in a few new ones here and there. But I hate this mentality. And I hate to hear that the Ghost of Hope says, I think BO6 scared them pretty hard. Like, why are you scared? The whole reason you're getting so much backlash for the BO6 maps is because you gave in to the shipment mentality. You guys weren't thinking enough for your own and understanding what makes a good Call of Duty game. I've always been one to advocate that a development team should listen to their community, but the dev team needs to know what makes a good game in the first place for the franchise that they're working on, right? If they don't understand the fundamentals, how can they take our constructive, criticism to heart and actually build off of it? For example, with X-Defiant, all of these maps are practically bangers. There are a select few that are not the best, but I would take all of these maps over a lot of the maps that Call of Duty devs have been making current date. Easily. And you want to know why they turned out so good? Because the developers making the maps knew and understood what makes a good map. They are FPS fans. Dare I say they might even be fans of more arena-type shooters. They understand the fundamentals of what makes a good core 6v6 styled map. The devs who work on COD, I swear, they don't care about COD. They probably don't even care about FPS games. They rely too heavily on, community feedback, which isn't a bad thing. It could be good, it could be bad. But at the end of the day, like I just stated, they need to understand what makes COD COD. Like the OG COD devs, the people who are making COD 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Do you think they were taking community feedback throughout all those games so heavily? No, that was the beginning of the franchise. They had to, pave their path. They had to design these things. They're not coming into a franchise that's already all these years later, ancient as ever with tons of history and having to continue. No, they are beginning the franchise. If they flop, the franchise flops. If they can't develop something good, then guess what? Nobody's going to buy the game. They had to understand what makes, again, the maps good. And they did because they were true fans of the genre. Current day COD devs, they're not there for the passion and the soul of COD. They're there to upkeep a franchise that has been going on forever. I would argue that over half the people working on Call of Duty probably barely even played any of the OG CODs. They might have hopped on maybe Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War a couple of times, and, they work on games, and that doesn't mean that they don't know how to make games, They went to college, they learned the skills, they know what they're doing, but there's a difference between learning game design and working on a game that you yourself are passionate about behind the scenes. Games and genres that you genuinely love. And I guarantee over half of them don't give a crap about FPS games in general who are working on this franchise current date. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off there. I don't want to ramble your guys' ears off. I just want to let you know about what the future holds when it comes to Black Ops 7, what to expect out of Season 4, and, obviously how, lackluster is going to be, items that we have already played with in the past, and also how they completely just abused the same exact skin from Modern Warfare 3, transferring it over to BO6, and spamming ease over it to make it look different. Also, numbing down the colors, just thought that was absolutely insane. But sadly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if these developers are ever going to hyper-prioritize making a fresh COD game anymore. I genuinely think they're going to be nostalgia baiting for as long as possible, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We have plenty of other games dropping, and that's what's making me the most excited right now. We have fresh things coming out, things that will be interesting, unique, and different, where Call of Duty could still be tapping into that market, but instead, I guess they're trying to play the safest route. I don't know what's going on here, but I wish they would shake things around again. In the correct way, too. Not like shake things around where they're going to remove dead silence and remove red dots on the minimap, like in Modern Warfare 2019. Or even worse, when Modern Warfare 2019 first launched in beta, there was no minimap. That is shaking it around in the worst direction. These devs need to understand what makes COD good, why we love this franchise, and shake it up accordingly. But again, like I said, I don't think that's ever going to happen. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And of course, if you guys are interested in my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I'll link that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.